Hello and good morning, friends. This video is regarding the practicals that we are going to have on 26th and 27th. I will try and explain my understanding about what the experiments that we are going to have in positive psychology. Okay, I will try and explain one of the experiments, and that is similar. It's the same for all other experiments as well. So let me start sharing the screen. To start with, there are certain documents in the form of PDFs in our portals. What I did is I kind of downloaded and put it in the drives for easy access. I've shared the link. So this semester we have two practicals, experiments in positive psychology and experiments in cognition and cognition, memory and learning, essentially. This drive has all these documents plus the assessment questions, that I kind of pulled it from the internet. So there are 5 experiments out of which, the PANAS questionnaire, the Oxford Happiness Questionnaire, then 5-factor mindfulness questionnaire, and unconditional self-acceptance questionnaire is what I have uploaded here. So what are all these things? And there is this document, okay, experiments in positive psychology PDF document. I encourage all of you to read through this document, because I believe that most of our MCQ should be coming from this particular document. This essentially gives a lot of text and details about this particular these experiments, why they are used, what are their purpose, and some history. So I hope that most of the MCQs should be coming from here. Okay. Just word of caution here. In this particular, they have given 8 experiments. However, in the other PDF, okay, they have given us the 5 experiments here. So I presume that for the scope of this semester, we are going to have these 5 experiments. So for the second semester, experiments in positive psychology, we will be having 5 experiments that is listed here. These 5 experiments are positive and negative affect scale, which is called PANAS, Oxford Happiness Questionnaire, 5-facet mindfulness questionnaire, dispositional flow state, and unconditional self-acceptance. Now here, let me tell you that all these 5 experiments that I see are simply a list of questions, right? They are questionnaires, like the way we would have all taken some sort of questionnaire in our life. This is simply different questionnaires. What our job is to administer this particular questionnaire to some specimen, hypothetically to somebody. And after they answer, and I'll tell you what we're going to answer and how we are going to answer, we are going to calculate the total score. And based on the score, we come to a conclusion. That's the experiment for all the 5. Simple. So let us see the positive and negative affect scale to start with. And it'll be the same pattern for all the 5. Okay. Positive and negative affect, if you look at it, okay, this text you can read English by yourself. There is a certain aim. Okay, there are materials provided. Now remember, for the practicals, when you write, you need to write all of these in this format. You need to write what is your aim of this experiment, what is the material required. Okay, material required is nothing but the 20-item questionnaire. Then you write the procedure, how you're going to give. It's just in English. Okay, you can read through that, not a problem. What essentially this questionnaire is got 20 items. 20 items when I say 20 questions. Okay, I have it here. I've downloaded this and also uploaded in the drive. So PANAS general scale is contains about 20. Mind you, there are 3 different forms of PANAS. Okay, the PANAS general, PANAS short form, PANAS X, which is long form, which has got 60 questions. What we are looking at is PANAS general or PANAS short form, which has got 20 questions. Out of which, if you look at the question number 1, 3, 5, 9 to the 19 are essentially to identify the positive effect. And similarly, the remaining ones are negative effect. They just split it into 2 different categories. If you look at that questionnaire as such, you need to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being very slightly or not at all or very unlikely that they are going to experience that particular phenomenon. Okay, And extremely likely, obviously, it is 5. So what are they? Okay. So there are, as I said, 20 questions that depends on a single word, that interested, distress, excited, upset, so on and so forth. Now, if a person says interested, in the last few days, last 2 weeks, if the person feels that mostly he was interested, they could score quite a bit. Okay, if this phenomenon, or they've been very exciting week they had, very excited they are mostly, then they're extremely excited. So now you kind of got how we are going to rate it. Similarly, on the other scale, how excited they are, how upset they are, how strong they are. Once they score all of it, okay, what we do is scoring table. Okay, as we said, 1, 3, 5, all of these things, we're going to add it up because they are positive scale, and negative scale, the remaining, the score, whatever we get. You know what is the score, right? I'll repeat it again. If it is extremely, it is 5. It is quite a bit, it is 4. It's moderately, it is 3. A little bit, 2 and 1. Let's say if I scored 5, okay, here, if it is 5 for 1, if it is, then it is 5 plus 3 is, if it is 2, 5 plus 2, 7, so on and so forth. Simple. You sum all the positive questions, score of positive questions, and you sum all the negative questions. Now, what is the inference? You put the total of positive here and total of negative here. Okay. And interpretation, how do you arrive at the interpretation is simple. You just have to remember this particular table, right? That is positive score. If it comes 36.5 and above, okay, he or she has got a lot of positive effect. Similarly, average 29 to 35, the scores lands up in 29 to 35. It is positive, is average, and 28.5 and below, the interpretation is positive, is low. Similarly, for the negative total score, if it is more than 30.5 and above, the negative effect is very high. When it is average 19 to 29, and anything below 18.5 is low. This is the interpretation that you're going to give, and this is the conclusion that you're going to give in the in your exam. Simple. And this is how the experiment is done. Now, we have seen PANAS as one of these questionnaires. How we're going to administer. What you're going to write? You're going to write the aim, you're going to write the procedure, you're going to write the material that is required, and you're going to write the score interpretation, score form, the total, and the interpretation and conclusion. This is similar for all the 5 experiments, except that the nature of the question, the category, and the purpose are different. Simple. All 5 questionnaires are just administering questions and getting the score and calculating. My dear friends, it's extremely simple. You just have to spend 2 hours, I would believe, that going through all of those things. The tricky question part would be mostly the MCQ, which we do not know how it is going through. If I get through or get to know it in the subsequent days, I might share it with you. Hope this has been useful. I will try and share the other experiments as well as we go. All right. Chalo. Thank you.